Yo, what's good? I'm back. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was supposed to upload this like earlier today, but I'm not gonna lie, I forgot. I straight up forgot. But yesterday I saw Eddington, Ari Aster's fourth film. Now going into this, I wasn't super excited, mainly because I didn't really like Beau is Afraid. Um, but this movie was significantly shorter than that movie, so I'm like, all right. And it seemed like some type of weird Western. It takes place in during COVID time, so 2020, and I will say I enjoyed this movie more than Beau is Afraid, and I enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would. My whole theater was locked in, to say the least. They were laughing at many of the jokes, and they were stone cold at some of the more serious moments. This movie is a roller coaster. It is a ride that I will never get on ever again. This is a one and done for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. This movie, I checked the runtime. It's 2 hours and 28 minutes, but it felt like I was sitting through a 4 hour long movie. I've never felt a runtime for a movie so much until this film. Uh, I really felt the runtime extremely. There were points where I almost fell asleep. Now, the movie was engaging. It was engaging, but it just felt so damn long. And 2 hours and 28 minutes. That's not like a crazy length. I've seen movies way longer than that, but something about this film just dragged. Like I've never been so happy when those credits rolled. I was like, finally, I can leave. It was rough. I'm not gonna lie, but let's get into it. We have Joaquin Phoenix playing a sheriff in New Mexico. This town in New Mexico. New Mexico is southwest, the capital Santa Fe, another major city Albuquerque. And Pedro Pascal plays a mayor. Emma Stone plays Joaquin Phoenix's wife. There's also a few other people like Austin Butler, who plays this like spiritual priest guy, and a few other like younger people that round out the cast, like Pedro Pascal's son in the movie, Pedro Pascal's character's son. My bad. And his like little group of friends. So honestly, this movie, I think it works really well as a comedy. I'm not gonna lie. This whole movie, it just reminded me of what my life was like when COVID was a thing. You feel what I'm saying? And how crazy and weird and just out of pocket the world was at that time. Shit, it still is like that. But specifically during COVID, there was so many references, so many things of that time that I, obviously picked up on, and I'm sure many people picked up on. The whole Black Lives Matter thing with, George Floyd, they talk about that. The whole mask thing, like they do it all. Ari Aster does it all in this movie. And it was hilarious, bro. There was so many just out of pocket dark humor jokes that a person like me, I eat that shit up. Okay, I eat that shit up because I'm not a sensitive person, unlike most people in our day and age, so I can take a joke. You feel what I'm saying? And there were a lot of like slurs thrown out in this movie, some trigger words that some people might get offended by, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. So this movie, it goes from being like a funny satire to, sorry about that. It goes from being a funny satire to, Jesus. This movie goes from being a funny satire to a dark and low-key suspenseful movie by the end. Uh, Joaquin Phoenix's character takes a shift after he gets slapped in the face twice by Pedro Pascal's character, and he just crashes out, kills Pedro and his son, and lots of things happen. There's these people that chase down Joaquin's character. Lots of people die, get murdered, and in the end, he gets stabbed, and Joaquin's character gets stabbed in the head and is put in a wheelchair at the end of the movie. And there's that. I'm not gonna lie, there some of the more serious moments, like besides that scene where Joaquin crashes out on Pedro and his son. That scene I actually took serious. That was the only scene I took serious. Everything else, every other serious scene, I was just trying not to laugh. But at the end, like when everything's gone to shit and it's all crazy, it was pretty like. It was like low-key disturbing. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little unsettling, like everything that was happening towards the end of the movie. But yeah, it was crazy. Will I be watching it again? Hell no. Not even when it comes out to streaming. But it was a ride. It was a ride. And I was really happy when the credits started rolling. Was it as bad as Beau is Afraid? No. I'll give it that. This is leagues better than Beau's Afraid. But there were a lot of moments where I was just waiting for something funny or interesting to happen. But overall, it was something. It was something. I'll say that much. That's really about it. You guys almost didn't get this review today because I dead ass forgot. Like, I woke up this morning, I'm like, all right, I gotta make my Eddington review. Eddington, is that how you say it? Hopefully I'm saying it right. But I got preoccupied. But here it is. I'm gonna post it now. So word. Yeah, I'm the hero. This has been my review for Eddington. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I am the Hero Light Legend, Tyree Figueroa, signing out. Peace.